Welcome back to another Hockey Nation video. Today we talk about the NHL news and the Montreal Canadiens news. Stay until to the end. I have a big news about the Montreal Canadiens. First of all, in the NHL, we have only one news for you today. It's coming from the Chicago Blackhawks, signed the 21 years old, 13th overall pick in 2022, Frank Nazar. Nazar played 53 games last season with 12 goals and 14 assists for a total of 26 points. This is the first big contract by the general manager, Carl Davidson, for a young prospect player with the Chicago Blackhawks. Connor Bedard is still on his entry-level contract, but he's going to play his final year for the upcoming season. Since July 1st, could negotiate a new deal with the Chicago Blackhawks. Don't be surprised he gets 7 or 8 years with over $9.5 million for Connor Bedard. Chicago Blackhawks are, in my opinion, a top 3 best NHL prospect pipeline since the NHL Draft 2025. And we talk about players like Bedard, Nazar, Frondel, Moore, defenseman, Leshunab, Renzel, Korchinski. This is 7 players are going to be the core of the Chicago Blackhawks in the next couple of years. And we don't count yet Vanikar, Spelesi, Boisvert, Del Mastro, Spencer Knight, only 24 years old as a goaltender. This is a team. If they make the right decision for the roster construction the next couple of years, will be really good team in the next couple of years. And that's all. This is the only news we have for the NHL today. Let's move on for the Montreal Canadiens. Montreal Canadiens have a few players skate all summer and Brassard, Demidov, Liney, Newhook, Strobel, Tobesh, Jake Evans, Nick Suzuki. But today, they welcome back David Rebacker. Skate for the first time at the complex and Brassard with his teammate. We know Rebacker played last year, the end of the season with the Laval Rocket, have a great playoff in American Hockey League. We have to wait what it will look like for the main camp if he will start the season with the Montreal or the Laval Rocket. But glad and happy to see David Rebacker back in Montreal and prepare for the upcoming season 2025-2026. My next news about Nick Suzuki. He was his golf tournament yesterday, and he did a couple of interviews left and right for the media in Montreal. Nick Suzuki is the top 10 center for the upcoming season by the NHL Network. Suzuki said yesterday how much excited he is for the upcoming season with the new player like Demidov, Dobson, and Bodzik. He believes the Montreal Canadiens will not only make the playoff, but could go a little bit more farther, the second or the third round for the upcoming season. Here, the captain excited like he is. This is a great news for the Montreal Canadiens fans. We know Suzuki had a great year last year, 89 points, 30 goals, and 59 assists. Suzuki is right now one of the best players for the Montreal Canadiens and the 21st century. And this is just the beginning because he just turned 26 years old. This is the beginning of his prime in the next couple of years with the Montreal Canadiens. My next news about the Montreal Canadiens prospect. They are second in the NHL prospect pipeline, just behind the San Jose. The pipeline of the Montreal Canadiens is solid. We know already who they are. This is the beginning this year of a new era for the Montreal Canadiens for a long term to make the playoff. And my prediction in the next 5 years is in 2028, Montreal Canadiens are going to be a playoff contender, definitely second round, third round, or fourth round. And 2029, I predict Montreal Canadiens are going to be at the Final Four. And I predict Montreal Canadiens in 2030, we're going to be in the final Stanley Cup. But how do you know that, Coach? But when you make a template of the next 5 years for the Montreal Canadiens, for all the team in the NHL, and you look about their best player today, their best prospect, and then you look for their age, and you look about their salary, you realize the next 5 years is going to have some change for each team. And Montreal Canadiens are going to be at least a top best 5 team start in 2028 because the prospect they have right now are going to be at their peak of their career. The Montreal Canadiens at that time, they're going to lose players like Anderson, Gallagher, Carey Price. They're going to have player draft in the last 2 years. This is the reason for me, I consider the Montreal Canadiens to be one of the best teams starting in 2028. Who else? Anaheim Ducks, Utah, San Jose, Chicago are going to lead the top NHL team. And I'm going to surprise one team here, the Dallas Stars. The Dallas Stars are in the final Western Conference year after year. And I predict in the next 5 years are going to be at the same level quality hockey with players like Eskinen, Ottinger, Bichsel, Johnson. Rantanen will be still there. This is the only team I predict will be there again in the next 5 years in NHL. This is a great news for you, Montreal Canadiens, to hear Montreal Canadiens are going to be great starting in 2028. And that's all I have for you on this video. Of course, now it's your turn to leave me comments about what you think about the contract of Frank Nazar. Then, what do you feel about my projection of the next 5 years for the Montreal Canadiens, or a specific subject like Nick Suzuki, David Rebacker, and the pipeline of the Montreal Canadiens. Until the next time, my friend, don't forget to subscribe, click on the likes, become a member of the Hockey Nation, follow us now on the Discord. The link will be below this video, and remember, you have greatness inside of you.